Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
Because, do you know this flat earthers thing? Because I mean, the whole flat earthers thing's been around for as long as I can remember. Like, that's been a conspiracy theory since I was a young adult. So it's many,
Well,
many
it has
years, and
been for
probably before then.
centuries. For centuries.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, well, did you? I just read these statistics recently. I can't remember exactly what the percentages were now, but there was a percentage of people that believed that the Earth was flat, and in the last 5 years, it's gone up exponentially.
Yes.
Like there's
Mm.
more people now that believe the Earth's flat than there has been in decades and
Ever.
decades, and you think, yeah, so what is it that's driving this? Because they're just, you would think, normal people that have
Mm.
somehow gone down a rabbit warren and now this false reality has become real in their
Mm.
own minds. So what's
Yeah.
going on in our minds, and how do we inoculate ourselves from that?
Well, the only people we can inoculate from anything is ourselves.
Mm,
So, um, yeah, this one's come close to me, because some people very, very close to me believe that it is.
the Earth's flat?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I had one stomp in the front door one day and go, "Do you believe the Earth's round?" And I went, "Yeah." Like I was so shocked. I went, "Yeah." "Well, why?" And I said, "I don't know, Galileo and all that." That was my answer at the time. Um, and so because that's been so close, and this is a small
Mm,
community, I had to step back and decide, well, I'm not going to be able to educate this person on what I believe because
mm,
they are just going to refuse it because it's the cabal or the world order or something else that's telling us
mm,
that it's round and all the rest of it. So how does this impact my life? How does it impact their life?
mm,
Well, in their case, it gives them the excuse to say that the big government people are all lying and we're downtrodden by them. So, really, an excuse. So, they don't want to know anything different because it's working for them. And you're not going to make them suddenly have a discerning thought or brain about
No,
it.
see, when I went down the rabbit warren of trying to understand what these people think, um, some like they actually the ones that are quite well known in the movement, of which I can't even remember their names now because it's kind of not what I believe.
Yes.
They really do all of these scientific experiments, and they really believe that their version is accurate and scientific. And they
Yes.
truly believe it, Dee.
Yeah. They're
When you
fully,
see,
fully
and to
invested.
the point, they're so invested to the point when a scientific experiment shows that, oh, actually, that thing that we believed isn't true, then then they go back to the drawing board, and it's like, well, that must have been wrong. We just did the experiment wrong, so let's start again. So
That's right.
they're starting with the answer and then trying to prove their answer
Yes.
instead of using the proper scientific method would be more about this is our hypothesis, what
Mm.
does it show, and then
Yeah.
from that it's like it's either correct or it's not correct. So if it's
Mm.
correct, then we go a bit further down and do more hypotheses. If
Yeah.
it's not correct, we change our hypothesis and go down that way.
Yeah.
So whereas they're starting with, well, the earth's flat, we've got to prove that the earth's flat,
Yep.
instead of starting with the question, is the earth
Hmm.
flat or not?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's like they're starting
Yes.
with the assumption,
And
yes, it is flat.
mm, yeah.
And it's just quite fascinating because, I mean, why am I using that as an example? Just because that's a example that's out there and so many people believe that at the moment. But how
Yes.
many other things are there
Oh,
that we believe
millions.
that are
Yeah.
just not true?
Yes. And the thing is, there's no point in getting into an argument or disagreement with someone
No,
with something like that. I mean,
no.
that particular group, like the group from the major coordinating bodies, actually create like a glass dome, for want of a better word, a diorama on a round plate. And it used to just be one ice wall we had, but now it's two. So they actually produce these 3D things on a flat round thing that's, yeah. And they say they can justify the flight times. And there's a group that don't believe Australia exists. We're all
Really,
actors.
I didn't. Oh, okay. What are we?
Oh, yes. We're all actors. Australia doesn't actually exist.
Oh, so we're just actors that what come from
Yeah.
where? America or something?
I don't know. I never dove too deeply into it, because if you go
Wow.
into that, so if you come across someone like that and you're an Australian, they just get really aggro and say you're lying. So yeah.
It's
So
interesting, isn't it?
it
It's
is, yeah. And
interesting because I remember now, how many states are there in America? Is it 50 or 52? I always
50,
forget.
50,
Whichever one
yeah,
it is, it's 50, isn't it? Because
yeah.
I used to think there were 52, and I thought, why did I think that? Like my memory told me that I'd learned there were 52
I
states
learned
in
there were
America.
52 early on too. So that must have
And
been
I
our
thought, well, where did
education.
that information come from? Because I don't think it's because isn't there 50? Oh my God.
Mm. I'm pretty sure there's 50, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
what was
pretty
the
sure there is
basis?
too. Isn't that terrible, Australians talking about America? But I just thought, and I remember when I found out that it was 50, I just thought, where on earth did I come up with this idea that there was 52 then? Where did that come from?
Yeah, yeah, um,
And I was quite convinced that that's what I remembered learning. So it must
me
have come from
too.
school. Well,
It
so who
did.
knows where that came from? But
I
it's
just put
inaccurate.
why. I just put why did I think into Google, and the rest of the sentence it brought up was there was 52 states,
So we're not
which
the
I
only
never
ones that thought that. That was obviously misinformation that we picked up somewhere that we had no idea was a lie.
Yeah.
And
It-
and actually to start with, first when someone first said, no, there's 50, I just didn't believe them.
yeah. Yeah.
It was like,
So there's a name for that too, where something. Do you remember at one stage people thought Nelson Mandela had passed away? The
oh
Mandela
yes.
effect. It's
Yep,
called the
yep,
Mandela effect. Yeah.
yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah. But
So it's
and it's
really interesting how we go down this rabbit warren, and it obviously must have to do with what we're hearing, what we're seeing, how we're perceiving it, what the people around us are agreeing with or disagreeing with,
yeah.
and so it's quite complex, isn't it?
Mm, yeah.
And I just
Well,
wonder. I mean, the flat Earth is obviously more extreme than how many states are there in America,
yeah.
but it kind of seems similar to me.
Yes.
Because it would have been very easy for me to just refuse to believe the truth and just
Mm.
believe that they're lying and know there's definitely 52 states.
And what the difference is you would question yourself
Well,
and
when
go
someone
and
said that to me, I was
research.
just like, really? Why would I think there's 52 then? Are you sure? Like, and I
Mm,
remember saying that to whoever it was. I don't remember who it was. I just remember the
mm.
conversation. It's like, are you sure? Like, yeah.
And you know what? It could be as simple as a typo in a textbook. And, the head teachers in Adelaide before my time came up with it, and we were all taught it. And the teachers were taught it, so they taught the kids that.
Well,
So
it's
I wonder how
interesting that
many
you believed it as well
Australians,
as me. So,
yeah,
because we were quite a long way apart at school. Like, you would have been in high school when I was only starting primary school.
and geographically different, you know?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, 250
Yeah.
Ks apart. So
Mm.
you put those two together, you go, okay. I remember we were talking, my mother and I were talking about a lad that I met, and he used to say arcs. I asked them to do this, or they
Oh, yeah.
asked me. And that is really common um, mispronunciation here in Australia and in the States, I believe. And she just said, look, you'd only have to, in a small community, you'd only have to have one teacher do it and they'd all think it, or one person. So, and that's how we develop dialects, is there's a slight change and then it just evolves. So, yeah. So you've got cognitive dissonance when you're told something that you think's the opposite and you can't quite grasp that. And then you've got cognitive bias when everyone around you says the wrong thing, then you're going to believe it. So, yeah. So you have to be curious, you have to ask questions, and you have to be discerning. Well, not everyone is. They're just not. And in the long run, how does it impact? It may impact our relationships if people get angry about it. Then perhaps it's better to walk away. In the long run, does it matter if my friend thinks the earth is flat? No, because she's not going to do anything to disprove it, and she's never going to get it on an aeroplane. Or, yeah. So,
oh, that's right. I mean, when it comes to personal relationships, things like whether the earth is flat or not. I mean, unless they're becoming very conspiratorial. Is that the right word?
I think they become religious about it. It
Yeah.
becomes their.
And then if it does actually impact, like, I can't be your friend if you don't believe the same as me. Like, I guess when it comes to, if it comes to that point, then, you know, makes relationships difficult. But
It's not just that if you don't
otherwise,
believe the same as me, if you're going to force your beliefs upon me. Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah.
can be an issue
One
then,
lady,
but otherwise, yeah.
one lady we knew is, now I don't have immunisations. We have family history of immunisation damage. So I'll just clarify that here. But this woman said, they're all going to die in the next 3 years. Everyone that got injected was going to die in the next 3 years. And that's just unreasonable. And, you know, we're like 5 years in, sweetheart. They're all still.
Well, and that our DNA was all going to change and all of this now, which isn't to say, because I know people that have had side effects from the vaccine and have been very ill. So, however, it doesn't matter what medicine we take, anything that we put in our body, there's potential for side effects.
Yes.